Welcome to the Cabral Concept, where board-certified naturopath and integrative health practitioner Dr. Stephen Cabral shares how he was diagnosed at the age of 17 with a life-altering illness and given no hope for recovery. It was only after studying and traveling all over the world did he discover how to combine ancient Ayurvedic healing practices with state-of-the-art naturopathic and functional medicine to fully rebalance the body and re-energize it with life. It's time to discover how to get well, lose weight, and finally feel alive again. And now, here's your host, Dr. Stephen Cabral.
Welcome back, everyone. We're here today in episode 2646 of the Cabral Concept. This is the Friday Review Show, where I like to say anything goes. We're going to be recapping the best of the week. We're going to be going over any shows you may have missed, a product review that I think is pretty fantastic. Pretty much everyone would use this in their kitchen. So we'll talk about that. A health practitioner that is being, I don't know why, trying to be taken down by other health practitioners. We'll go over that strange scenario. People were shocked that I stood up for this individual, but I do think that it's important in life to stand up for what you believe in. And so I want to talk just a moment on that. And then a very important research study that I said I was going to get to last week that we are going to tackle today. And that is a remarkable turnaround in people prone to heart disease, which just happens to be about 50% of the world. So we're going to go over that all today on the show. I'd like to start out what's going on in my world or my private practice or both. And I just want to share with you, it's basically a thank you. We have had a phenomenal debut of our high performance health course and certification. We had about 100, which we were originally going to cap it at 50 people. We said, okay, we'll do 100 because more than 50 people signed up within 48 hours for the certification. So that was absolutely incredible. I really look forward to being able to teach health coaches and individuals who are looking to get into this amazing field of life extension and age reversal, the most cutting edge, safe and effective methodologies for actually reducing biological age. So that's incredible. That is actually starting this week. If you do want to be a part of this, head on over to highperformancehealth.org. But even if you're not, you don't say, okay, I don't want to go through the course, I don't want to do a certification. I get it. I understand. I'm telling you right now, it is life-changing material. The stuff that I've been able to learn, grasp, absorb, use in my life, and then clinically verify in real-world practice is game-changing for yourself, for your family, for loved ones that are getting into their 60s, 70s, 80s, and beyond. This is material and research that we need to know that is not in the mainstream. So what I'm also going to do over at highperformancehealth.org is put different resources. There will eventually be an ongoing blog of the different protocols and different things that we're looking at. But if you want the in-depth HPH protocols, the research, the science behind it, if you enjoy the study of longevity and this burgeoning field of age reversal, definitely check that out. So that is all going on this week. Module 1 is being released, so you should already have access to that information. Again, that's all over at highperformancehealth.org. So check that out. And then next week, I'm not going to talk about it on today's show because we have so much to go over. Next week, stay tuned about a live event. If you haven't already heard about it, we're putting on our first general public, not just for practitioners, general public live event coming this fall. So stay tuned to this Cabral Concept next Friday. All right, what's going on over at Equilife? Our best-selling CBD gummies, we are giving them away again. And one of the reasons we love to do this is because even though we do give away 500 bottles for any one of our giveaways, and this is, of course, us sharing some of the most popular products with other people because we know that you would see benefit if you started using the product. And again, it's free. So it's free on all qualifying purchases. People ask, well, why do you do that if it's one of your most popular? Because it doesn't mean that the whole world is using it, right? It means like however many people are enjoying this product, getting benefit from it, coming back month after month, fantastic. What we would love to say is, hey, if you're feeling a little stressed, worried, can't sleep, anxious, irritable, etc., instead of turning to alcohol or some other type of depressant, maybe use something that also has a lot of benefit as well, which are cannabinoids. And so if it seems like it might be the right fit for you, these are delicious, watermelon gummies. They're the only CBD gummies that I know of without any artificial flavors or any artificial coloring. You can find them right now by heading on over to stevencabral.com/shop. And remember, they are free on all qualifying purchases. All right, and for all CBD products, you can go to equilibriumcbd.com, and that's all of our organic CBD products, full spectrum, third-party tested, amazing products. But if you want your free bottle, head on over to stevencabral.com/shop. All right, podcast recap for the week. On our Monday show, it was the specific 2 words that you need to use, and I use these all the time for when you want to give up on a project, not study that day, don't go after your dreams, don't, engage in your workout, cheat on your diet, whatever it might be. So this is something that I use, and I actually talk about my personal experience with it and how I've turned it into something that I keep in my office and I look at every single day. I'm looking at it right now. All right, so head on over to stevencabral.com/podcast. This one was episode 2642. On Tuesday's show, I went over the Danish twin study. Shocker. You need to check that out. This is going to be able to help you better say to your doctor or anybody else that longevity or aging or disease is just about genetics. It's not. And so check out that study. The next episode on Wednesday was why high blood sugar levels lead to more food cravings, the 5 reasons for that, because it makes no sense at surface level. If you have sugar in your blood, why would your body tell you that you need more sugar or food or fuel, right? So I go over the reasons why. Pretty impressive, the study on that, the research on that. All right, yesterday's show was how to uncover your biological age. I actually take you through the new biological age test, let you know why now is the time to actually run one of those labs to see how you match up versus your chronological age versus your biological age. Chronological age is how many years you've spent on this earth, and biological age is the actual aging rate of your body. So if you're 45, is your biological age 42? Or is it maybe 52? And so you can look at that, and then you can do things to reverse that biological age and actually slow down the aging process. This is not sci-fi. It's really not. This is actually clinically researched, amazing science on how this is happening today. Not 10 years in the future, but actually today. So check that out. All those shows are at stevencabral.com/podcast. We'll link everything up today. We can't link up any nutritional supplements, but we can link up the biological age lab at stevencabral.com/2646. And you're going to want to remember that link. And the reason is I want to show you this new product by a company called Dory. And I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to step back. If you're not watching this on video, that's okay. I'm going to describe it. But basically, it's a dish drying rack unlike anything you've ever seen before. And I know it's random that on the podcast, I'd be talking about a dish drying rack. But typically, we used to just put a towel down on our counter and put the blender and put everything else on it, which is fine. But sometimes it builds that, not mildew up, but that moisture in there that could lead to mold, mildew, etc. This is ingenious. So this folds open, and again, I understand if you're not watching this on video, but you can over at YouTube or stevencabral.com/2646, and it's made out of BPA-free plastic, silicone, and diatomaceous earth, as well as recycled paper. So this looks like it's made out of like cement or something like that, but it's actually not. If you've never heard of diatomaceous earth, we actually use it quite a bit. So we use it in our garden. We use it in plants if fungus or mold is starting to grow, because it is naturally antifungal, anti-parasitic, anti-mold. It's an incredible product. And obviously it's sustainable, it's natural, and it's with recycled paper. So this doesn't look like it should dry, because it's stone. It basically looks like stone, but it doesn't. It absorbs super fast. And my wife put this on the counter. I'm like, what is this contraption? And lo and behold, you can hook on your blender. You can put your utensils in it. It works fantastic. So with myself and my wife, we're making 1 or 2 smoothies a day each. We've got my daughters. We've got obviously a lot going on inside of the house. And so this is just a great product. I love sharing great finds and great companies. I do that over my Instagram account in my stories, and I'm certainly going to put this one on my resources page. So if you go to stevencabral.com/resources, you'll find all of my resources just like this. as well as I don't know that we're going to get a link for a discount. We don't have a partnership with this company or anything, but we'll reach out. And so if we can get a discount, phenomenal. And we'll link that up for you today at stephencabral.com/2646. Either way, I will link up the exact one that I have. It's going to last a long time. And since then, actually, my wife's bought a couple different others that you can put in your bathroom, and they're quick drying. So basically, they look like a modern sculpture, to be honest with you. And you can put soaps, you can put all sorts of different things, and it doesn't allow for all that mold and mildew to start to grow. So they've done a great job. They're beautiful pieces, and I will link that up for you here today. All right. So we're going to end on a high note. We're going to end on the high note, which is going to be the research. But before we get to the research, I want to share with you something wild that I just found out about, and I would not have believed it if the conversations were not recorded. So I'm going to be honest with you. I don't get into all of these clique-like organizations that people have in natural health. So just to pull back the curtain a little bit, practitioners get together and they say, hey, we're going to, the 12 of us, 15 of us, we're going to all promote each other's products and promote each other's Instagram accounts, and we're not going to promote anybody else. And I saw this in the very beginning, with Instagram. They promoted each other. I didn't want to be a part of promoting things that I didn't necessarily believe in. If I believe in something like this random dish drying rack, I'm going to promote it because we use it, and I think it could bring value to other people. So your counter's not a mess and your stuff dries clean. You don't get any mold or mildew in your things. That's useful, right? Some people will want it and some people won't. That's totally fine. I just think that's what you do. Anyway, what I want to share with you is this. I think it's very strange why in an amazing field like natural health, wellness, anti-aging, etc., there's still there's politics and there's these organizations created and all that. Anyway, without naming any names, a group of around a half a dozen people conspired. Now, it is based on something that actually happened with the medical medium, but it looks like it was taken out of context, not his fault. Medical medium's name is Anthony William, and it is a real plot, hours of phone conversation recorded to take him down in what was called the post-medical medium error, because he has 4 million followers on Instagram. People love him, lots of success stories, etc. And even though I don't agree with everything that Anthony has to say, I don't. Overall, he is helping people. He is a smart practitioner. He really is. And just because he says things that, some of the things are just not true. He says that all, in the beginning didn't believe in supplements. Now, obviously, recommend supplements. Says all natural flavors come from GMO mold. That's obviously not true because just essential oils and other extracts like vanilla extract is considered a natural flavor if you label it properly in a label. So that part's not true. But for the most part, we agree on a lot of things. We agree on probably more than we don't, to be honest with you. Probably 80% of the things we agree on. And I've said to people before, what would you follow of Anthony William that if you were to say specific cases? And for the most part, skin rashes, psoriasis, acne, a raw vegan juice-based cleanse works phenomenally well. It really does. I've been using it in my practice before there was a medical medium, more than a decade ago, well over a decade ago, about 15 years ago. Now, but he is the most popular recommending these things. Do I think that everyone needs to drink celery juice? No. Do I think it's going to be harmful for a lot of people? No, I actually did a whole podcast just on celery juice because it was so popular, right? And then he got into wild blueberries. I was happy to see that because I've been recommending wild blueberries for, 25 years. And so again, we probably believe in more than we don't. Regardless though of whether I believed anything he had to say or not, if your intent is pure, and I believe his is, I really believe his is, I know that his is, I don't believe that any other health practitioner should try to take another health practitioner down. I really don't. I think it's bad form. I think it's bad for the entire industry. We have already conventional medicine and pharmaceutical-based companies trying to take us down. We've got everybody trying to take us down. We need to stick together. So I wrote on Anthony's Instagram, listen, I said, as a fellow health practitioner, we may not agree on everything, but we do agree on most. I believe your intent is pure. If your intent is pure, nobody should try to take you down. I support you. I appreciate the work you do, and keep up the good fight. That was it. And people actually came out and, they said, can't believe you did that. Didn't even know you knew Anthony. I said, I don't personally know Anthony. I know of his work. And I believe he's doing a lot of good in this world. And so I want his light to shine. And I don't want anybody to try to disparage his name or anybody else's, to be honest with you. Now, if you're doing something that's harmful, different story. But I don't believe that he is. And so I just wanted to share that. So anyway, I wanted to give you my 2 cents. I'm never going to back down from anything that's controversial or that I see that isn't right. I just want to stick up for things that I believe are right. And I don't believe that we should be doing this to each other in this industry. That's all. All right. So I spoke my piece. And if you haven't heard about it, well, if you go over to Anthony Williams' page, you'll certainly find that. All right. I don't want to see a lot of drama created out of either. I hope that both parties go on their way and they just focus on their own work. Every day, I don't try to do partnerships or anything like that. I try to focus on my own work, try to do good work, try to teach. That's it. All right, last one I want to share with you is this amazing research. This is what high performance health is all about, cutting edge research. Okay, this is incredible. Here's the name of it. A single injection of stem cells slashes risk of heart attack or stroke by 58%. Quote, we have a new weapon against heart failure. Keep in mind, 1 out of 2 people will most likely die of heart disease or heart failure. That is a true risk. And many people, by the time they get into their later 50s and early 60s, they have some level of chronic inflammation in the heart. They also have some level of what is called left ventricular ejection fraction rate decreased, as well as heart failure with reduced ejection fraction. That is basically the blood coming in and the amount of blood being pumped out. It gets weaker and weaker as you get older and older. And some people have greater issues than others. And it says there's more than 6 million Americans who live with chronic heart failure. That's just like every day they live with it. Not to mention all the other people that have essentially inflammation in the arteries and are at risk for heart attacks. So treated participants' risk of heart attack or stroke dropped by 58%. And this is in a double-blind, randomized phase 3 trial, which is the largest trial of cell therapy in patients with chronic heart failure. 537 patients. It's unbelievable. And what I will do is I will link this up here for you today. But one of the reasons why I do this podcast and I present this research, so that if you know anyone with heart failure, you want to bring this to your cardiologist, right? Your specialist who deals with this, who, if they are in the know and they are following the research, this may save their life. And the reason is when the stem cells are injected, the body says, whoa, what was this? We now have to go to work to reducing inflammation, repairing the damage using stem cells, and then actually healing to a degree the heart. So, this is, again, remarkable research and a breakthrough in stem cell-based technology. I'm telling you right now, and I've said this before, 5 to 10 years maximum, we are going to see massive breakthroughs in life extension and anti-aging. My goal is to make sure that you are healthy, that you're ready to meet these breakthroughs head on, and that you get to take advantage of them. I truly believe that 100 years old will be the next 75 within the new 75 within the next 10 to 15 years maximum. I don't believe 75 years will be the average life expectancy anymore. We're going to keep ourselves healthier. We're going to increase health span. We're going to then be able to easily then increase lifespan as well. So hopefully today's podcast was helpful. All of the links for today will be at stephencabral.com/2646. Have an amazing day and enjoy your weekend. I'll be back tomorrow with our community Cabral House Calls. Before you go, I wanted to share a personal story with you. The real reason I began to get well finally is because I figured out what was wrong with me. And that might seem pretty obvious, but I went from doctor to doctor for over 2 years before discovering at-home functional medicine lab testing. These are the labs that enabled me to finally figure out what was wrong with my hormones, blood sugar, electrolytes, and gut health. And once I knew what was wrong, I could then follow a proven plan in order to rebalance my body from the inside out. This is why I believe so strongly in functional medicine lab testing and why I've made it my mission to share these labs with the world. Now, at equa.life, you can order an at-home lab test or lab bundle for you and your family and be able to complete it within the week. Plus, the EquaLife difference is that you're not left to try to read and figure out these labs on your own. We explain what your lab numbers mean, what they mean in the much bigger picture, and then how to go about rebalancing your body in order to heal. To see our full selection of lab tests or to set up a free lab selection call to find out what labs may be best for you, simply head on over to equa.life/labs. And do remember, we ship these all over the world. To find out more and to set up your free lab selection call, simply head on over to equa.life/labs. That's EQUI.LIFE/labs.